Holy smokes everyone, do I have some huge news for you. Michael Burry, the seer, the prophet, the revelator, he was right again. In this video, I'm going to be going over the huge breaking news about Michael Burry's huge new bet against the stock market, against Tesla, and we're going to go over his warnings. He warned us this would happen just a few months ago, but nobody listened again, just like they didn't listen during the subprime mortgage crisis. But when he warned them again about the stock market bubble, they did the same thing again, said he was a fool, but he was right again. So everyone, let's not waste any time. Let's get into all the key indicators that prove we're in a hugely overvalued stock market, why a correction has to come. We don't know exactly when, but we do know one is going to be coming very soon, and I'll show you the proof and the data, and I'll also be going over Michael Burry statements that also confirms a huge correction is on the way. Alrighty, let's get right into it. Okay, so first things first, huge news. Michael Burry has put a huge $530 million bet against Tesla, and he was betting against Tesla when it was at its peak around $880. So I'm sure he's made some huge gains on these shorts and also on these put options. So it says here, Michael Burry is long puts against 800,100 shares of Tesla, or $534 million by the end of the first quarter. This is according to a filing with the US Securities and Exchange Commission. Now, for all of you that don't know what a put option is, that's pretty much just an option, a contract, or an agreement to bet against a price of a stock falling. Say for example, there's a stock that's worth $10 and you buy a put option or a put agreement or an agreement that the stock is going to fall to $8. Now, say for example, with these contracts, you have to pay what's called a premium. Say for example, you pay a premium of $1 and the stock falls to $8. Well, then that means you profit $1 per share that you put that put option agreement against. Now, how you can lose money by these put options, say for example, you enter in a contract for the stock to fall down from $10 to $9 and you pay a premium of $2 for that contract. So that means you pay $2 over the cost of the share price and the stock doesn't fall and it just stays flat. Well, then that means you lose $3 per share. But obviously when the stock market is in a huge bubble and you have huge amounts of conviction and you know, or you have 99% surety that the stock price is going to fall, you can make some huge profits by using put options against shares. Hey, I'm not into this. This is very risky. This is for the professionals. But obviously this bet has paid off big for Michael Burry again. And the Tesla share price fell 4% on Monday and is down almost 20% month to date. So that means Michael Burry has made some sweet gains yet again. And it's funny because when the Tesla share price was around $800, you're getting all these financial YouTubers pumping the stock saying, get in, you know, it doesn't matter that the price to earnings ratio is 1,000. And look at the PE ratio, it's still 581. Do you know what a PE ratio is meant to be for fair value? 17, 18, maybe 20. Tesla is still 581 price to earnings ratio. That is absolutely insane. And that means Tesla could still easily fall to below $400. And it pretty much just goes on to say the only reason why Tesla has been profitable lately, or its main revenue source that made it profitable to get into the S&P 500, was selling its renewable energy credits to other automotive companies. In the fourth quarter of 2020, Tesla's $270 million in net income was by its sale of $401 million in regulatory credits to other automakers. So pretty much the only reason why Tesla has been profitable is because it's selling these renewable energy credits to other automakers. But if all these other car companies go renewable energy, or they make their own electrical vehicle companies, they won't need to buy these credits off Tesla. And this is a big reason why Michael Burry is shorting the stock, because he thinks that all these other auto companies are going to start making their own EVs and Tesla is going to lose a huge amount of its revenue. But okay, not everyone cares about Tesla. We care about the stock market overall, and you're probably wanting to know what's going to happen to the stock market overall, the S&P 500, the NASDAQ, and what should we do? Well, look at this. Big short investor Michael Burry warns the stock market is dancing on a nice edge and fears he's being ignored again. People, this happens time and time again. When markets hit euphoria like the stock market, cryptocurrency markets, you try to talk sense into people that things are crazy. You're not trying to be all doom and gloom. You're just trying to warn them. You're just trying to look out for them. You're trying to tell them, don't go on margin. Don't use all this crazy long or call options. Don't take on huge amounts of debt to speculate in the stock market and cryptocurrency markets. But people get so hooked on hopium and they want to believe that they can put $1,000 and turn into $100,000 in a year and change their lives that they will ignore the fundamentals. And unfortunately, these are the people that get hurt the most and end up buying at the top no matter how many times you try to warn them. But let's dig a bit deeper into Michael Burry's warning about the stock market. So speculative stock bubbles ultimately see the gamblers take on too much debt, the investors tweeted, along with a chart showing the S&P 500 index and the level of margin debt both soaring in recent months. The market is dancing on a knife edge, he said. And people, I've been screaming this at you too about margin debt, about how it's so risky and how when margin debt falls, that's when we get a stock market crash that comes. And Michael Burry was warning about this before the Archegos hedge fund blow up. And so look what happened. Now there's been this great deleveraging from hedge funds, from family offices, by banks. They're calling up their customers, checking their margin debt, because as we can see with this chart here, the red line is the margin debt in billions of dollars and the blue line is the Wilshire 5,000 market cap. And as we can see here, when margin debt falls, the stock market falls as well. And this is the exact same thing what's happening in the S&P 500. So Burry also said the flow of cash from actively managed funds to index trackers and the boom in day traders sharing tips on social media and touting meme stocks have helped to fuel the market upswing. And that's completely right. When you get all the retail investors, the people that normally never talk about investing, the people that know nothing about the stock market, when you start hearing stories about people becoming millionaires just in a month or two, like the guy that became a Dogecoin millionaire, good on him for making millions of dollars in Doge. But unfortunately, I think he's the exception. And for every person that becomes a millionaire by investing in these cryptocurrencies or these meme stocks, there's thousands of other people that lose their life savings and get wrecked. And guys, this is powerful. This is huge. Burry tweeted on Sunday that his latest warning is being ignored again, just as Wall Street dismissed his cautions during the housing boom. And this is what I've been trying to do. I've been saying the exact same things as Michael Burry, but I guess because, I'm just an average Joe, no one listens to me. But if Michael Burry says the same thing I said, people are like, he's a genius. I'm not saying I'm a genius, but it's just funny how that happens. So people, all the indicators, which I'll get into a minute, are flashing red. They're screaming overvalued, but people are still ignoring the fundamentals. He says here, people say I didn't warn them last time. He said, I did, but no one listened. So I warned this time and still no one listens, but I'll have proof I warned. And everyone, this was in February. This was at the peak of the stock market euphoria and hype. And looks like he was right, because we're having huge amounts of sell-off in these high growth tech stocks. And we've also had a huge sell-off in Tesla. And you want more proof? Looky here. Hedge funds reloaded their shorts just in time for a tech payday. Look at this chart here. Payday for bears. A basket of most shorted stocks dropped 10 of the past 11 days. And also it says here, their short book as a percentage of total equity exposure crept up over the last 2 months, rising 2% to 26% of their total equity portfolio. This is according to Morgan Stanley. So everyone, the hedge funds, the insiders are trading, the people that have predicted every stock market and housing market crash in history are telling you, get out and get out now. Listen to this. Both the biggest ETF tracking, the NASDAQ 100, and Cathie Wood's ARK Innovation ETF experienced a spike in short sales in recent weeks. Large speculators in the futures market, mostly hedge funds, were net short the NASDAQ 100 mini contracts for the 11th straight week, a stretch of bearishness seen only one other time since the global financial crisis. And this is according to Commodities Future Trading Commission data. What more do you want to see, people? What more can I do to convince you that things are getting cray-cray? Okay, I don't think I've convinced you enough. So let me show you more proof and more evidence. Hedge funds have become extreme. That's right, extreme sellers of stocks. Even before Janet Yellen slipped it out of her mouth that interest rates may start rising very soon. Look at this. This is record selling by hedge fund clients. That's right, a record. Not just a little bit, not just a bit above average, a record selling of hedge funds. As you can see right here. And you want more proof? The Warren Buffett indicator is strongly overvalued. The stock market to GDP is 223%. And And Warren Buffett, the prophet, the oracle himself, he was a net seller of $4 billion of stocks, and he slowed buybacks in the first quarter. So he got out there during, his annual conference, and he was even saying, look, the stock market's looking a bit bullish. There's too many gamblers in the markets. But of course, he keeps telling people to buy in while he's selling, and he's hoarding $146 billion of cash because he's waiting for bloods to hit the streets, and then he'll come in and buy up everything for pennies on the dollar. And of course, one of my other favorite charts, the S&P 500 PE ratio. It is right now 44, and again, the average is 17 to 18. And this has just eclipsed the 2000 stock market bubble, and the only other time it was higher was in 2008. Okay, but something huge that proves the stock market is severely overvalued and a correction needs to come is this. The S&P 500 dividend yield. It is now fallen to its lowest levels since the dot-com bubble. It is 1.38%, but look at this. The US 10-year Treasury is at 1.65%. So the 10-year US Treasury yield is now higher than the stock market. And whenever that happens, that means stocks have to correct to come back in line with their fundamental values. But the only reason why stocks have been going up lately is because the Fed is your friend. And look at this chart. The red line is the S&P 500 index, and the blue line is all the major central banks, the Fed, ECB, and BOJ in dollars. This is the amount of QE they're doing. And as we can see here, as QE goes up, so does the stock market. But now that there's calls to start lifting interest rates or start tightening their quantitative easing, that means the stock market is going to contract when the Federal Reserve starts tapering its quantitative easing. That means if the Federal Reserve does start tapering its QE, the stock market would also correct as well. So everyone, I hope this just opened your eyes and gave you some food for thought that proves we're in a hugely overvalued stock market. Michael Burry has predicted this. He was saying this in February, and now we are starting to see the correction. Stocks are starting to come down. Now, we can't say exactly how much it's going to fall, or the exact date, or the exact second, the exact millisecond. Like, I can't say, June 23rd at 2:31 p.m. and 35 seconds, the stock market's going to fall 31.35%. But we can get the rough ballpark. We can see the rough area about where the markets are right now. And we are in a hugely overvalued stock market. So everyone, I don't want to be doom and gloom. Doom and gloom is when you just say, the sky's falling, stocks are high, they're going to crash, without providing any proof. I've provided you huge amounts of proof, huge amounts of data. I've showed you what the insiders are doing because they're telling you keep on buying. They're brainwashing you. They're fooling you. Wall Street is telling you to keep on buying while they're selling. So someone has to come out there and call out their BS and tell you what's really happening. So everyone, I urge you, just look at your portfolio, look at your positions, start doing some research, and look at some alternative places to put your money in case we do see a big market crash. And if it does finally crash, well then I'll turn from bear to bull, and I'll be telling you to get in there and buy up all these stocks for pennies on the dollar. Now for all my loyal viewers and subscribers still watching, you're awesome. I hope this video was informative for you, and if you haven't already, please tap that like and subscribe button. I'll keep you up to date on the latest happening in the stock market, the housing market, and global finance news. And if you're bored, I'll put up some other videos here. I'll see you there.